evening, Marq.
Good evening, Aridif. It's wonderful to talk to you.
Yes, it is beautiful to speak to you. Although we are very well aware of your energy, we have not had the chance to speak through Rob in this way, so we are very excited in this evening to speak to you. What questions do you have that lie ahead?
Aridif, firstly, can I ask, have we connected before at any level, at any time?
We are connecting every time that my energy seems resonant to yours. We are connecting. I do not spin small portions of consciousness, but all the energy that is residual that I spend upon the planet Earth is being reached out to all at once. It is not the same connection that many have with the entity that you know as Treb Bor Yit NE, but Treb Bor Yit NE is able to divide its consciousness in many ways, although I keep my whole consciousness so that I may focus upon one wisdom gain at one time. This is a very special event, connecting to humanity in this way, and I have given all my consciousness to assist you in this way so that we may co-create. Our race has helped your race throughout your history. The primitive man, as you would see it on your planet, has been helped by our race through several tens of thousands of years, and we are excited to be able to come back to you after your veil has been lifted so that we may appropriately connect in a more direct manner.
Thank you, Aridif. Thank you.
Yes, you are very welcome.
Yes, okay, then the first question. Aridif, in a lucid dream at one time, I was taken up out of a representation of my current life and I became merged into what I would describe as my higher self. As this happened, I experienced a great expansion of consciousness and focus, and I had the experience of becoming merged into my higher self as it fixed its focus and attention on my current life. I was both within and observing this being as it swept backwards and forth over the creation scene below. As one being, so to speak, we were singing in full voice and emitting powerful waves of energy that were shaping the 3D reality below us. Aridif, would you like to expand on what that means in terms of our relationship with our higher selves at this time?
Yes, this is a very interesting dream as it is a true representation of how your energy is working. Some entities upon your planet choose to dream in a way in which the shape of their reality in the dream state is often used with symbolism and certain symbols being attached energetically to focus whatever it is upon the subconscious mind that wishes and desires to manifest. But in your specific dream, what you are doing is having a small fraction truly of merging with a higher self and soul so that you may see a perspective from this oversoul portion. It is not truly that you would become the entire oversoul, but you would become the higher fractalized consciousness that is available to you at all times. Now that you are able to merge with that in dream state, you are able to perceive what the oversoul can perceive, and during this sound vibration changing the physical reality around you, what you have accomplished truly is showing yourself that vibrational sound qualities, which are not truly sound but more so representative of the subatomic particles that resonate at a specific level that incorporates the actual building of physical reality, and in that way you were able to perceive much true creational capabilities of your higher fractalized consciousness.
Thank you. Thank you. Aridif, Treb has confirmed that I have what he describes as a number of high-powered shape-shifting guides who actively are co-creating with me in this lifetime. Also that I have a reproductive relationship occurring on the astral level with at least one of these entities. It's been happening for the last decade or so. Apparently, this activity is related to sharing or passing on certain helpful attributes of activated human DNA. I just wondered, Aridif, could you give a perspective on that, on what's actually happening, and whether this is a broad thing happening across the planet, perhaps?
It is now becoming more normalized than once before, and in your own part of the play that you are representing by doing all of these things and co-creating with these entities, what you are doing is truly agreeing to divide your own consciousness into smaller consciousnesses. Now that you are growing into the fourth density, you have more consciousness available, and as you have been dividing it throughout the last 10 years by giving parts of your energy to co-create with others so that they procreate and raise the visionary entity that is approximately half of each of you. This is the same as having children on this physical level, but in that level, more of your essence is given. We are not saying that anything is taken away from your soul, but the energy itself is being used to manipulate the physical reality around it to produce the physical body, and in that portion, some of your essence tends to separate from you in this way. We are not saying whatsoever that consciousness is being removed or subtracted, but the essence and energy that follows the co-creative probabilities that you have been able to perceive through certain dream states is allowing yourself to play these roles in several ways on the earth on a wider scale. When you are taking away a perspective that is just from one singular entity, this is happening to many entities. Now that your consciousness is growing, the more apt people are willing to give away portions of their essence. Now more people are willing to give away certain portions of their own self to make a new reality for others. Now, as you understand and know, you are a creator upon a great scale. But what you are doing now is not only creating upon your own planet, but you have been getting ready for the last 10 years of your existence to begin to co-create galactically. And now that you have broken through this 2012 barrier, you are able to project consciousness and perceive consciousness simultaneously. Beforehand, you were only giving consciousness. You were only helping seed that galaxy. But now your capabilities of perceiving this will be much stronger, and now you will begin to play a part. Not only you as a fractalized human, but many fractalized consciousnesses. The entire Earth collective is now beginning to play their role of the galactic co-creators that they truly are.
Thank you, that's beautiful.
Yes, it is quite extraordinary.
The next question, Aridif, in another lucid dream some time ago, I found myself sitting on a beach looking out through the eyes of another version of myself. It was as if I was visiting this other version of myself within the body that he was occupying. I was sitting on the foreshore gazing out at a large lake or ocean. The atmosphere and the terrain and the light in general was very strongly reddish in colour. Although this experience happened well before I knew of Treb, it does remind me very much of the description he's given of his own home planet. Would you be able to tap into that and explain where that place is and who that other entity was that I was sharing that experience with, please?
Yes, approximately when was this dream had?
Hang on, I'll just bring it up if I can.
If you cannot find a date, this is also fine, but if you cannot, then please try to look into your own self, closing the physical eyes and projecting the greatest vision that is available, the greatest feeling that came along with this vision, and then I will be able to look in this energy.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
I am connecting to you as we speak.
Yes, thank you.
This specific dream, this specific lucid state that you were in this specific realm, was a red dwarf that was placed on the opposite side of the galaxy. As you are in one spiral arm on the far side of the galaxy, this specific red dwarf is on the opposite side of the galaxy. This is what we would call two integers. You are both going around the galaxy approximately at the same rate, approximately at the same distance. You are having very similar and parallel existences. While you are both co-creating this specific experience, not only are you perceiving this entity, but they are perceiving you. We are not sure of this race's name as we have not connected to them, but we are looking in the archives as we speak.
Thank you, Aaron.
You are very welcome.
I can move on to another question if you wish.
Yes, this is acceptable, and once the name comes, we will give this to you.
Thank you. In a vision some time ago, this is probably 20 years ago, I saw myself entering...
Excuse me for one moment. We have the name, and this is the Pleaidian.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, will I continue?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. In a vision some time ago, I saw myself entering a large auditorium and addressing quite a large group of people. There was a very vivid colour, and it was a high vibrational energy environment that indicated to me that I wasn't experiencing a version of a 3D reality at the time. Are you able to connect with that one and just let me know the role I was playing there and perhaps where it was occurring, please?
Yes, if you are able to do this again, to visualize,
Yes.
to connect, we will look into this further. This is a specific version of the dream that we have expressed previously. What we have said before is that when you are looking into certain dreams, you are creating specific environments so that they are symbolic to something that you are going through. This was an emotional working upon that you had to go through. During your time of giving energy to other entities by procreating across the galaxy, there was a subconscious loneliness within you. This specific dream state helped to bring forward more visions, more sight, and more insight to be able to help yourself get through this one time. And as this dream seemed to only be in one area, or lucid state in one area of your existence, it lasted for several months afterwards, helping fill this void.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Another experience, this was a near-death experience, Aridif, when I was very young, probably younger than 10 years old. I had a situation where I came close to drowning, and when I realised, looking up through the water, that I couldn't reach the oxygen, I started to release, and I felt a higher vibrational realm, or I actually saw it. It was a vision. It opened up before me. It was full of wonderful entities and beautiful music. And then a hand reached down through the water and pulled me up and placed me onto the beach. Are you able to connect with that and explain, please, what was happening there and who was involved?
Yes, absolutely. This does not need to be looked into any further, as we already understand this. What this is what you deem the afterlife. As a child, you were in the third density, which allowed your existence to be what we have deemed the ghost zone between third and fourth density. This is where all pre-incarnating existences of a semi-physical nature take place. In this specific area, the music that you are hearing is the harmonic tone that separates the fourth and third density. This is what most describe upon your biblical literature as music of the angels, of harps and sounds of the gods. This is the specific tone. Most entities who have not had near-death experiences have not been able to perceive this unless they were masters of great meditation or of great sleep time. Perhaps, I know that you are using the term to have very vivid dreams or vivid experiences, but it is more than this. It is even higher level, but we do not understand the English terminology to accompany this word. In these specific states, the entities that you were perceiving were those counterparts of yours in the Oversoul that were not incarnated into physical existence yet. Now, let us express once again that in your existence, as you perceive linear time, the entities between this existence do not perceive linear time as directly, but they are still under the auspices of the Oversoul when it comes to the certain concepts of linear time. Therefore, between existences, they will experience time, although distorted, they will still experience that linear fashion of time. The more that you break away from your third density, the more that you embark upon your fourth density journey, the more that you will see that these specific concepts and feelings will not only accompany you in your daily existence, but more so dominate the in-between existence, as once the physical entities upon this planet at this time die, they will no longer be between the third and fourth density. They will be between the fourth and fifth, where consciousness is much greater.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Thank you. Aridif, I'm currently working on myself on how to recognize, manage, and channel my own energy, as well as working on how to connect with the energy of higher vibrational beings such as yourself, Treb, and my soul family member, Sinead. For the last year or two, I've held the intention to take in as much source energy as possible. At times I feel like large amounts of energy in relation to my own current capacity. I feel that energy moving in me and draining out a lot of it through the feet and legs area, lower leg area. I ground this energy through to gear. It can be very uncomfortable and unsettling, but it also feels like there's a cleansing process occurring, which I find very exciting and motivating. I'm just wondering whether you might have a general comment on the energy process that's happening there.
Yes, we have many comments. The first, we will suggest a concept or perception if you wish to hear this.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, first of all, you need not take in any source energy. You are already source energy. What we can suggest is that you are being less resistant to letting it flow through you. This is the sensations that you are feeling. You are not only allowing larger amounts of source energy to flow through you, but you are also allowing negative energy to leave you. Now, the grounding process that you are experiencing is a very valid and important one for human entities. The lower chakras that you have are made from a lower vibrational energy than the ones above. The heart is one that is singular and dependent upon its own, while all the ones above this are a higher vibration, one that most of you would perceive as ethereal. The ones that are the heart are the essence of the oversoul, the essence of physical reality, creator reality, universal reality, and matrix reality, and all of the third below the heart are those of physical earth-based energies. This is why they are stepping up each individual increment between each chakra. It must allow your energy to reattune itself, and if you allow source energy to flow through you more directly without resistance, then you will feel not any resistance within you. What you are feeling now is slight amounts of resistance. The grounding and flooring process that you are experiencing, what this does is allow the earth energy to come inside of you. The earth energy is that of a basic first density energy, even though the earth energy is a seventh density entity, unphysical or non-physical manifest. It manifests itself as a truly first density entity. So now you are feeling first density, the second density of the grass and soil and dirt, and then it comes to a third to fourth density body. As it comes up, it goes directly to your heart and redistributes through each area simultaneously, going upwards and downwards. What this is happening and why this is doing this is because the heart energy is all basic source energy. This is the energy that everything around you is created. When you let it flow correctly, then you will be able to let it go upwards into the etheric grid and downwards into the earth simultaneously. What is happening is because you are in this experience of the earth collective consciousness, and because most humans have first, second, and third chakra issues, that the energy is slowing down. So when it comes and finally releases itself, it feels a great relief. This is why you believe that this grounding energy is so appetizing to you, that it feels so beautiful. It's because you are allowing more source energy from the heart center to flow directly down. As it goes up, this is also a great sensation if you are able to feel this, but many human entities do not perceive this because they have not tapped into those chakras enough by letting energy flow from the bottom areas to those areas in a precise enough way or strong enough way to feel the essence of their etherical self. Now, as you have let many of your etherical blockages go, the more that you feel this chakra energy as it moves upwards. And when you do, when you allow energy to go up upwards and downwards simultaneously, leaving your crown and your root at the exact same time, this is when you feel your complete essence of overabundant joy. This is when you feel what the essence that you truly receive is. Now that you are doing all of these things and letting this go, remind yourself that grounding, as important of a technique as it is not essential. Letting go of resistance of you being yourself is the key to letting all of this energy flow.
Thank you, Aridif. That's fantastic. Thank you.
Yes, you are very welcome.
I'll, of course, have to go back through all of this and absorb it properly. I'm racing along here. Aridif, the last question that I had put aside for you was again relating to a lucid dream fragment. In this fragment, I believe I was incarnated as a tall reptilian guard of some sort. In this dream, I was clothed in some sort of uniform or perhaps armour, and I was stationed on a city wall. And the energetic feel I had for this entity was that there was much integrity and fortitude present in that being. The dream fragment was made known to me well before I even knew consciously that reptilian races were in existence. If I focus on that, would you be able to give me some insight as to whether that actually was a type of me or a version of me, or whether I was observing somebody else, or
You do not need to focus upon this, as we are already aware. This stands within your own energy very strongly. There are two specific incarnations in where this specific lucid situation comes from. What you are doing is merging the history of both of these. First of all, you have had incarnations of what you call the Earth Reptilians. These entities were a hybrid of the dinosaur entities, as well as the ancient reptilian Draco, or Alpha Draconians, as some of you call them. And while you are having this existence, you are very Earth-based, very Earth-bound. There is also a secondary reptilian race that you have within your Oversoul. This entity is also strongly connected to you. This one is precisely known in the terminology that you would understand as a type 2, but one that is more benevolent than malevolent, and this entity very specifically connects to you in the job that you are describing. They are guarding a specific territory and area, and through their guarding the specific territory and area, they have a great sense of duty, a great sense of profound pride of basing their own needs of their people and protecting them from other fractions or other fractals of the same reptilian race. Not only are they fending for themselves against the other fractions of their own race, they are also now competing with several other races. This feeling of danger has been very apparent to them for the last 75 Earth years. This is why many humans are feeling the sexuality of reptilians. They are feeling the warrior pride of reptilians. They are feeling the anger and frustration of these reptilian entities, as these entities are very strongly connected to Earth energy. In the ancient reptilian DNA codes that they carry, this race is a direct descendant of them. They genetically enhanced and genetically spliced several animals that look to be reptilian to make this race. So as your DNA begins to throb with all the specific ancient reptilian energies that you have in you, their DNA is throbbing. As both of you are feeling the same energetic signature, it links you together. And this is the experience that you are having.
Thank you, Aridif. There's just another part to that question, since you've mentioned what you have. I also have had connection with the Ne'er-Gos. They apparently again to do with harvesting DNA that has connection to source, more connection to source. And I was just wondering, is that tied in with this?
This is not specifically tied in this moment, but let us assure you that all of these reptilian entities that have something to do with either ancient reptilian entities, Earth reptilian entities, or Earth humans, as you would perceive your own race, all of these entities are going through changes in this moment. They are, because all of you are energetically linked. If you see a triad of energy, you will see that all three of you are going through certain aspects of growth. Even though you think that you see an entity such as this race that yourself and Treb Bor Yit NE spoke of, the Nargos, these entities are very strongly and specifically tied to harvesting DNA so that they may live through another area of consciousness without going back to source energy. This is the same journey that the ancient reptilians have had, as they do not wish to go back to oneness. They understand that at the end of their evolution they must return to source energy. They wish to get as far towards the source energy as they can without passing that barrier. So it is not a journey of going towards source energy, but getting as close to it as they can, so that they may use the abilities, powers of manifestation along with many other routines. But what they are not perceiving, what they are not truly feeling within their own capability, is that they are able to create a reality in which they are comfortable and happy, but their version of happiness and comfort has now been changed. The ancient reptilians are ones who are the oldest race in this galaxy, physically, and they are one from a separate matrix. So there is a great deal that is known and unknown about them at the same time.
So, Aridif, I would see myself as aspiring to be very much a Type 1 entity. How is it that I am participating? I understand the benefits in terms of with the Nargos. That they were actually, at the time I spoke to Treb, they were helping a reptilian race that was losing or had lost the capacity to procreate, I think. So what is my perspective in this in terms of being available to help, considering that some of these entities are reasonably far from Type 1 in terms of their intent?
What intent entails is the wish and desire to act amongst a certain specific guidelines. A Type 1 entity and a Type 2 entity may only be a differential of one small intent on one specific concept. So all of these labelings are very different. They are very useful to some humans as they see an idea of service to self versus service to others. But service to others is also an encompassment of many of the Type 2 entities. These entities are wishing to help other races, wishing to help larger groups, but they are still not perceiving the oneness that they truly are. This is what separates and segregates them. We do wish to express to you that many Type 1 and Type 2 entities co-create very frequently. Many Type 2 entities have been in your Earth collective, connecting to your own channelers, connecting to your own human psychics, giving them information that has been helpful to use in the ascensional process. So it is not a black and white concept as many entities have actually heard us speak of, but what this truly is the connection of one's own perception of what intent can or cannot be. And this specific concept is now being able to be explored more thoroughly through ones who understand that Type 2s and Type 1s can be within the same realm of vibration. It is only one will or one intent that can separate them.
I see. Okay, well, it's much subtler than I thought. So that's fantastic.
Yes, this is correct.
Thank you very much, Aridif. Look, Aridif, we're about halfway through, I believe, and I was hoping to connect through to Sinead. Have you got anything else that you would like to add or to close with?
Yes, what I wish to express to you is that in your journey you have found many great excitements, and that in these excitements you have found your own energetic connection to many entities within the galaxy. Assure yourself that by doing this you are truly connecting more so to portions of yourself. Many entities see that when they are connecting outward, that they are only connecting outward. But I am here to express to you that you are connecting inward first and outward in return. Congratulate yourself for your own creation. You are loved.
Thank you very much. You're loved too, Aridif. Thank you.